Dear Black woman, if you dream of a better life in Bali, Lisbon, or even a fresh start in life right where you are, sis, we need to talk. Because the truth is, you can't move on in peace until you've healed in pieces. And I say this both with love and from experience. Hi, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kendra and this is Kendra Connects. If you are new here, I ask you to consider subscribing because I promise you we're going to get to the fun stuff, but we have to get through the deep-seated root work that we have to do in ourselves before we can move on in peace, honey. We don't want to move on in peace with all this stuff built in because, honey, that won't be peace. But I like to start off with the very first category, and I see it all the time back and forth on social media, and I'm pretty sure you have as well, and that's mourning the loss of a friendship. We go through a process in life where we grow up with folks. We have the good times together. We have the bad times together. We share secrets together. But then as we get older, out of high school, and we reach that 10-year mark, that 20-year mark of our high school reunion, you notice that those people in your connection is not the same anymore. And you have to be okay with letting those relationships go. Sometimes it's not a huge blow up. Sometimes it's not an argument. It really is, you have drifted apart. And I need folks to understand that those friendships, when they start to dwindle away, it doesn't mean you'll never find another friend in life. It just means that you are now in a place where you have to make room for new friendships to come in that'll take you to that next level. We have to thank those people for what they gave us in that moment in our life when we needed it. But now your paths have divided and you have to move on. So if you're holding on to pain from losing a friendship, I encourage you to write that down, journal it down, and heal and move past it. I promise you, if you make room in your heart to allow something different to come into your life, you'll have a friend that you never thought you'd had before. Now, the next category I like to discuss, it would be failed romantic relationships. Yes, failed romantic relationships. Raise your hand if you too have gone through a relationship that when it ended, it felt like the very soul of you was snatched out and it took a while to heal. Yeah, I've been there as well. But what I can say is that some folks have gone through a deeper hurt when it comes to romantic relationships than others. There are some people who experience the worst amount of abuse. There's some people who have experienced the worst amount of isolation and all these things in relationships. What I can say about those relationships is that those people came in with their own deep seated issues and then they projected them onto you. And some people, because they need so much love and they just desire for a connection, they connect to people who they should have never even given their number, let the truth be told. I mean, you'll see a big walking red flag, but because some women have this mindset, I just can't be alone, they keep attracting things that keep taken from their life instead of adding to their life. So when it comes to these failed romantic relationships, sometimes we have to take an audit of ourselves and see what is it within me where I keep attracting these people that are actually hurting me instead of helping me. It's like you keep getting the same individual wrapped up in a different wrapping paper and hoping that it works. It may sound cliche, but when you go within and love yourself first, there's nothing in this life that you will accept but the best, because you yourself realize you are the best for you. So if any of you are still going through the hurt of a failed relationship, a romantic one at that, I implore you to see if you can seek some counseling if it's within your means. There are some programs, if you have some insurance, like I have Blue Cross Blue Shield, they do offer 6 free EAP counseling sessions underneath that insurance. And if you might want to look into your insurances to see if they offer that as well, they're called EAPs. But I ask that you get help for those things because you'll just continue to attract those negative people into your life because you haven't worked on you and loved you first. Now we have to talk about self-forgiveness. Yes, we have to forgive ourselves in order to heal. I mean, we're only human and we make some decisions in life that were poor and then it actually led us through a path that was harder than we anticipated, but that comes with living. As long as we shall live, we will have those experiences in life where the decision that we made wasn't the best one at all. So how do we move past the hurt from decisions that we have made? We have got to start first forgiving ourselves. And a lot of the times you didn't have enough guidance from the people who raised you to make proper decisions. So you pretty much were going based off all that you knew and all that you saw and what you thought was right within your heart. So sis, give yourself some grace. You did the best you could with what you had. And these things, when you go through them, they give you the life lessons that you need to make better decisions down the line. But if you are an individual who keep doing the same thing over and over again and hurting yourself over and over again, sweetie, that is indeed the definition of insanity. And I ask you to stop it and get yourself together. It's not okay to keep hurting you because you keep grasping at straws and pulling on the same string and getting nowhere. Forgive yourself, make new decisions, and then move on. Even with the decision where a lot of us are making to move abroad, you can't make that decision if you haven't even fixed yourself enough to know that you can trust your decisions right where you are now. If you can't trust yourself now, sweetie, you can't trust and forgive yourself later. So work on forgiving yourself now and move on. Now, let's talk about the core of why all those other categories exist in your life, and that is family wounds. When it comes to the family wounds, we didn't get to choose who we were born to or what family we were placed in. And sometimes there are also people who were put into a system and then other people adopted them, and only to be put into a situation where it wasn't conducive to their life as well. But what I can say with these family wounds is they hurt. They hurt really, really bad. And they're the first core, especially your parents. They're supposed to be the model for how people are supposed to treat you and how you're supposed to move in life. But a lot of them are moving and acting really foul. And it also seems like a lot of them have deep-rooted jealousies of their own children. Now, I can say I am fortunate to have had a mother who didn't play those kind of games. She didn't play with me, and she made sure that I had a quality life. It wasn't easy street, honey. Sometimes I felt like Rapunzel and I couldn't do much, but I can appreciate her, strictness now, because where I see other people have gone in life because their families were a little bit too loose with them. And now they have deep wounds because like they should have given me more. They should have loved me more. They shouldn't have cussed me out. They shouldn't have did me dirty and all these other foul things that people are allowed to have within their families. That's another situation where oftentimes you have to love them if you can or if you want to from a distance. Just because they are blood related, it doesn't mean you have to keep bleeding for these people. They are continuing to drag you to hell. Then I ask you to pull yourself up by your bootstraps and let them go. I don't care if it's your mother, your father, your sister, your brother. Let these people go. They're no earthly good for you. None at all. And that's why you keep picking relationships within friends and romantic relationships, trying to fill the void of what these individuals do to you. And your decision making is poor because you're just simply trying to find peace. Your body is in fight or flight from your family wounds, and you don't even see it. So if you can get some therapy and healing on that as well, and heal those family wounds, it's okay to let them go. Now, I'm pretty sure there are way more categories that we could discuss on what you need to heal before you can move on to peace. But I do want to say that running away isn't healing. Sis, before you book that flight, thinking you're going to go over there and do something wonderful in your life and all your other issues are just poof away, I need you to hear me out. Have you ever seen this TV show called A Haunting? My mother loves horror shows. And pretty much it's people's stories about how they've gone through in life where they were in a place where it was haunted and they left that house, and then wherever they went knew those same haunting experiences were happening. That would be you. You are not capable of running from you. So no matter where you go, what country you land, if you are holding on to all these issues, baby, you are the nightmare that is following you. Look at the woman in the mirror and say, I have got to get it together. There is no amount of substitution for healing that can help you. So I need you to understand that when you leave, especially if you're leaving solo and moving abroad, there will be no one there. You think you don't have anyone here and there's people that's related to you surrounding you, but you are completely isolated in another country with so many cultural barriers, language barriers, and all these different barriers. So do you think that the weight of those things won't press you down even worse moving away? That's how you fail. You move out there thinking that I'm just going to run away from my problems and everything's going to be okay. And then you go over there, you're wounded, and then you have to come right back. And it's the same people that laughed at you saying, oh, you ain't going nowhere, you ain't going to make it. They're going to laugh at you when you come back and say, see, I told you you didn't make it. I want you all to make it if you're choosing to move abroad, or heck, move several states away from the people or the things that are bothering you. I want you to succeed. I just want my sisters to have peace and to be great, because honey, we deserve it more than anything in this world. Now, at no point will I ever say healing is easy, it's messy, it sucks, it hurts, and it's done solo. Healing is very painful. I can say that I went through about 3 or 4 years of purging through a whole bunch of stuff that I didn't know that I was holding on to. And when I tell you, it feels like nothing in this world is going right for you. People go away, opportunities are going away. It seems like you can't get your head above water. But when it's all said and done, there's a peace on the other side of all of that chaos. I promise. If you just can tough it out, you will have the greatest feeling of joy on the other side of through when it's all done. Healing is a solo journey. So I encourage you, if you do have friends or people that you have on your side that you can talk to, don't burden them with all your problems. They don't want to constantly answer your phone call, and it's your problems. Remember, while you are going through, other people have issues. They may not wear them on their shoulder like you do, but they have issues as well. We're in some tough times, so don't bog people down with your stuff. Journal it, walk it out, get you some counseling, something other than trauma dumping on other people to go through your healing process. You can't take those bits and pieces of what you're supposed to go through internally and doll them out and go, whew, my job is done. No, it hurts. It sucks. You're going to ask the Lord, please let this cup pass for me. But baby, it's bitter. It's a full cup and it's yours to swallow. Now, at this time, if there's anything that I missed in the video, leave some comments below. If there are some things that you know you need to work on before you move on to the next step of your journey, I wish you all the best. Much love, much peace, and much permission to live your greatest life. See you next time.